All right, which is better, a living will or a living trust? This is a question I get all the time, and I see just on different forums and chats and Facebook groups. People are always just asking, should I have a will? Should I have a trust? What's the difference? And the truth is, I hate to give the lawyer answer, but it depends. If you had to ask me though, hands down, no questions asked, a trust is 1,000 times better than a will. Okay, a will for the main reason why I don't like wills is they do not avoid probate, and most people don't realize that. But if the assets are all in an individual's name, okay, so if John has his house in his name, his bank accounts in his name, no beneficiaries, nothing like that, and he's got a will, and John says, I want everything to go to Sally, and he dies, Sally has to go to hire an attorney, go to court, present the will to the judge. It's going to take 12, 15 months or longer. She's going to spend, $10, $15, $20,000 or more going to court just to get the house, the bank accounts, all that stuff in her name. Time, money, it's stressful, it's public record, so everybody's going to know about it. It's just there's more opportunity for people to fight because they know what's going on. Again, it's public. They could challenge the validity of the will. So I am almost never going to recommend to my client only have a will. I'm almost always going to recommend that they have a trust. Okay, the trust avoids all of those bad things that I just mentioned. It's not public, right? So it's private. If everything was put into the trust, nobody, even other than the people who are receiving the house, the money, all of that sort of stuff, no one even knows that it's going on. There's no court, so there's no fees associated with going to court. There's no judge involved. It's much quicker, much quicker. A lot less likely that there's going to be fighting over the trust. You can do a lot more things with the trust, right? So if you've got young children, you can set aside money for them and dictate how that money is going to be used for them, that they get some at college, at graduation, at certain ages. Whereas if they have a will, probably they're just getting all of that money outright at the age of 18, which might not be good. If you are leaving money to kids and they've got drug, alcohol problems, or you don't like their spouse and you want to make sure that their inheritance is protected, there's a lot of really great things that you can do with a trust. So you're watching this because you're just wondering, hey, should I have a will? Should I have a trust? My answer probably is just going to be do a trust, learn more about a trust, find out what know what you're wanting to do. What are your goals, right? And your goals are probably not just, hey, I want everything to go to my spouse and then everything to your kids. That might be the case, but think about things. If you leave everything to your spouse and then your spouse remarries and then he or she gets divorced, guess who gets 50% of everything that you wanted to go to your kids? Or if you have kids, do you want to leave everything to your daughter and then her and her husband get divorced and now he walks away with 50% of the inheritance that you'd left to her that maybe you wanted to go to the grandkids at some point? So there's a lot of things that you can do with the trust that you cannot do with a will. So for purpose of this video, if you're going to ask me, is a will or a trust better? Hands down, no questions about it, go with a trust.